Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is good. So yeah, oh, yay! 6 months, 6 months. Groovy, groovy, groovy. Thank you for the 6 month sub in a row. Yay!
Hi, Mom's name me a little Pikachu. Is going to be like 22 inches.
22 inches. Who's that?
Hi,
Who's that? Elle. Hi, Elle. Come on.
I saw your game. Don't worry about it.
Hi, Kaz.
Hi, Kaz.
We have tea. Well, I have tea. He's supposed to be in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that's going really well, can't you?
I'm having nice huggies.
You're having nice huggies. Go on, bug off.
Let me just give Pikachu
Sue.
help.
Go, shoo.
Go, Pikachu.
Go on, shoo, 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 shoo.
Good night, Elle. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elle. Go on. So, how's it gone?
Pikachu.
Oh, Lordy. Give me strength. My snake is being a dickhead and refusing to eat. Don't know what round I'm on. So I is doing this her Pikachu. Oh, there's no stitches. Yeah, see, I knew it'd be a mistake stopping in the middle of a fucking round. This yarn is still pissing me off because I keep like losing bits of it. You have no children to put to bed for a few days. Wow, what you don't mean? You do not mean that they are with their other parent, do you? I mean, you just... Do you have to wait until I go online to do that? Hi, Nelly. That bowl of water's been there for an hour. And she's only just decided she wants to drink. Now she's standing there and the water is just pouring off of her. I've got no idea where I am on this fucking... Oh, I did a decrease there. Is that a decrease? It looks like a decrease. I don't know. Ew! She just walked over and like shook herself at me. It's like, gee, thanks, dog. No, that wasn't a decrease. I can't see the freaking decrease. Where is it? I am so bad at this, you guys. Well, oh, okay. 9, 10. I have to undo it until I find a decrease, which is there. Okay. Okay. Have I moved my mic? No, I've unplugged my fucking mic and I'm on the internal mic because my other mic... I won't tell you the amount of times I've recorded a video and then found out that my mic wasn't working. So I gave up with it because it was just doing my head in, and it was just one more thing that was getting in my way, and it pulled chunks off my desk because the clamp's crap. So no. But I have like moved everything around as well. So yeah. That's why the audio is different. Yes, I apologise if it's not as good, but just, you know, tough. See if I can turn it down a little bit. How's that? Is that a bit better? Or is that still too much? Let's try that. No worries. 6. I have to count, otherwise I'm gonna forget what I'm doing. I used to be able to hold conversations and count in my head. Can't do that anymore. 7. So how is everybody? How's your day been? 9. You had a shower and snacks. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Decrease. Ha ha. Decrease. Where'd my pencil go? There it is. Oh, on that one. Oh, okay. Meh. Well, I braved the shops, as you know. I feel all brave. I've just realised. And I got mice, not mince. When you were like, oh yeah, and I got bits, I was like, no, I got mice. And I knew you'd read it wrong, and I was like, how can I sort of like correct her here, you know? That's what I've done. That's better. Oops. That's now made it immense. Excuse me a sec while I just correct a few things. I wondered why it was so fucking zoomed in. That's better. I don't feel like you're right in my face now. I can move. What's the large circle just before the double knitted headband? You're talking about in the pictures? You like me being in your face. I don't know now. I've got to sit here now and watch them. Oh, it's a shawl. Do you mean that one? or the actual circular one that's on the bed? It's a shawl. I spun the yarn for that during a tour de fleece several years ago, and it took me, yeah, you fold it over to wear it. I don't wear it at all. I gifted it to a yeah, I gave that to Claire, that shawl. Yeah, I spun that yarn during the tour de fleece. That's another shawl, that one, the brown one on the bed as well. But yeah, the green one, I spun that and then I gave the shawl to Claire. She said she was going to wear it on her wedding day, she didn't. So, whatever. I think those are yours, test knit yours, those blue socks as well. Yeah, that one. No, that's that one you just seen, that's a green one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Can you believe I used to knit that at knit night? You hate round. Have your square ones not turned up yet? But regarding the shawls, hang on a second. Let me just turn my other screen on. They were dispatched today. I'm so pleased I got a ball of that laughing yaffle fucking yarn, because that Frankensock you're knitting, I'm so lusting so bad for that. I've got like a major lady hard on for that, and I only literally started following her last week, and of course the first thing she posted after I started following her was update on Tuesday, and I was like, and then I totally forgot about it until today. And then, of course, I saw you, and my brain went, sock, update, oh my fucking God. And I went online and I was like, it's going to be gone. It's going to be empty. Her shop is going to be empty. And there was like three different listings. And I was like, I can't believe there's still yarn. And I was like, oh, look at the pinky purpley one. That's fucking gorgeous. And yes, me got the last ball in the whatever colourway I said it was. Can you get to the right channel, please? Oh, that's really bad. I can't see that from down here. Oh well. Yeah, I loves it. Right, hang on a second. Let's just. My computer hates me when I try and do more than one thing at a time. Oh, don't be a dick all your life. Come on, get up there. I'm trying to put it up so I can show you the actual the yarn and everything for that shawl. But my computer's going, no, it's slow. It's so slow. That pink shawl I made for Claire's mum for her to take on holiday, and she forgot it and didn't take it. I was just like, okay. Never mind then. Will you like load or something, you stupid thing? My second screen's not level with my first screen, it's like up on a shelf. So I'm sort of like I've decreased. Let's see. Where is it? That is. It's called the capsule. Oh, hang on a sec. There it is. Oops. Hang on. There it is. That's it in all its glory. Eedwee! Yeah, 200, was it 200 grams? I can't remember. But yeah, what you do is you fold it over. You can see there it's folded over at the top. Can I make it any bigger? Not really. Gosh, look, I had a waist then. But the yarn for it, it's a thylacine yarn actually. I thought that was from somebody else, but it started out looking like that, and I spun it all up until it looked like, hang on, maybe I didn't do too much. Yeah, I spun it all up until it, yeah, there you go, these are in progress shots, that's a bit better. So that was it in the bag when I got it. Then I spun it up. I must have 3-plied it. Oh, apparently I plied it with a merino silk. Oh, what? That's right. 2 plies of that yarn and 1 ply of merino silk. I could have sworn I used a completely different yarn for that. Oh, guess not. Spun, yeah, 2 braids of that and 1 braid of merino silk called Aquarius, which is what give it that lovely sort of striped effect, so that when you've got it open, that's what it looks like. Yeah, it came out really, really well. I was really, really pleased with it. Really pleased with it. I'm sure that's the one I gave Claire. They're saying that. I'm looking at it now and it might not be. No, it wasn't that one. Is the other green one not on there then? Did I not add that one on? Ah, there we go. Mandala. I'm surprised this one hasn't shown up yet. This was one that this was the one I gave Claire. And this one is bigger than the other one. This is a mandala. I got that wrong. It wasn't the capture I gave Claire out. It was this one, the mandala. And it's a beast of a shawl. That's a king size bed it's blocked on, and it was too big, sorry, for the bed. But I loved making this. This was my Tour de Fleece one. And yeah, it was a hell of a shawl, that. I did make it for me, but then I gave it to Claire. That's it. I did 10 shawls during 2010. So yeah, I think I had like, yeah, not much. Was it 594 centimetres or something stupid of yarn left? I'm pretty sure that's the one I gave Claire. Yeah, I gave that to her for her birthday. It was her 40th. I'm actually surprised that one's not in the list, because I'm sure that should be in the list. Yeah. I went through such a stage of making shawls, and I don't wear them. I don't wear any of them. I prefer a cardie. Damn things keep slipping off my shoulders. My shoulders are too round. Done it again. I know. Probably shouldn't do something that requires me to fucking count when I'm online. I don't dare work on anything else, because, like, you know, the slave master up there will get the rip out and beat me severely. Every knit night I was always working on a short. Yeah, I know. Your shoulders are too small, can't hold a bag on them properly. Yeah, no, I have a bag and I've got to hold it like that. I have to actually hold on to it with my hand, and then I wear bags that are small, so they're under my arm, like that. Shawls were my speciality, yeah, shawls and socks. Shawls and socks, every time. Sorry, family drama. Yeah, I mean, I like knitting them because they were complex, which is what I think it was. I'm going to move my camera so I don't have to lean.
Your son is attempting to reach you on your cellular device. Your son is attempting to reach you on your cellular.
Do you like my alert thingy? I was like, shit, where did I put the phone thing? Where's the thing that does the phone? Where the fuck is it? And then I clicked the wrong thing and it didn't light up, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I wanted to get a little icon where it went like that, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. because I'm not very I'm amazed I managed to get online actually half the time, but there you go. Does anybody know how many stitches that was? Was it 10? That might have actually been 15.
It is dark outside, you're probably not at home. I just wanna ride my bike, cause I don't wanna feel alone.
Because my family always decide to ring me when I'm doing something. My mother, right, she always calls me when I'm watching Miss L stream. I don't know why, but she does. And she always goes, "Are you busy?" And I'm like, "Yes, Mum, I'm watching Elle." She's like, "Oh, sorry." I didn't think when I ordered the yarn to check what other colours I needed. So I went and ordered all the yellow yarn, and it wasn't until I sort of started the pattern I was like, oh shit, there's brown on Pikachu as well. I don't think I've got any brown. I certainly don't have the colours I need for Pikachu's cheeks and all of that lot. Because I'm a numpty. My snake has been a total arsehole. She hasn't eaten for weeks. What's up there? She moves. She just shed like a couple of days ago. Well, a few days ago. And I was thinking, right, she might eat something now. And I've waved mice at her, and she's sort of gone, ooh, you know, and tracked it. And then, like, spent the rest of the time just slithering around Viv, ignoring the big fat juicy mice that I've fucking frosted for her. And now she's gone back in her hide, because I booped her on the nose with one of them, acting like she's all too frightened to come out now. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. You've been slithering around at the window all day, begging for food, and I finally give you food, now you don't fucking want it. Not impressed with my schnook. Hi, Nook Day! It's, yeah. Shut up, you. You're supposed to be asleep. Well, I am on now. Just finished round 37 of the head. So it's got shape. These are the cheekums. Look at the cheekums. There's the cheekums there. And a cheekum over here somewhere, I hope. There should be a cheekum on both sides. There fucking better be. I don't know. Yeah, it's there. So I'm getting there. There's definitely a cheekum there. I'm not quite sure where the other one is. I think that's there. I don't fucking know. It's yeah. I can't believe how slow I am on crochet compared to knitting. But I've been really good even when I've been like, oh, I haven't like given up on it. You've been working on the latch hook. How's that going? I'm now decreasing, so I've taught myself how to do that as well. I probably used to know all this, but I just can't remember. It's a very tedious place. My mum made a latch hook rug when I was a kid. It was gorgeous. I remember it being finished and my mum laying it on the floor with, like, you know, huge ceremony. And it was a tiger prowling out of the jungle. So the front of the rug was like the tiger's paw, and then you had like all greens, and then it all like morphed into the face of the tiger. It was beautiful, beautiful rug, and we had that for. Crikey. We got rid of it in 2007. So it lasted a good 30 years. It would have lasted longer if it had been taken care of, but it ended up in my dad's flat, and my dad used to smoke weed. And, well, he used to smoke hash, you know, that you burn and put in. And we said, you know, really what we should do is take that rug outside and burn it and get everybody stoned, because Christ knows how much hash was in it. But, yeah. You've been out of work because stuffy nose and sore throat. Had tests this morning. Not for, yeah. That's why I don't want to have one. So Callie's already sort of spoken to the hospital about what happens when she goes into labour and goes in, and they're like, well, you have to come in and have a COVID test, you and your husband, or, you know, your birth partner. So she's like, right. So she said, well, can I come in and have one done, like when labour starts, and then like go home again, and if either of us test positive, I can get, like, you know, my second choice in. So they were like, yeah, you know, that's fine, you can do that. So she's like, you know, you're on standby, and I'm like, they're gonna stick that thing down my throat. And I really, really, really would love to be there to see my grandson being born, but then this whole, like, you know, so I'm just like, well, Rob better not fucking fail the COVID test, Neddy. Not that I think he will, but yeah, I have quite a sensitive gag reflex, so I keep leaning on my hair. Right, so we did 7. Decrease. How soon till you get the results then, did they say? about a day or so. The test is awful, but the wait for the results drags. Well, Nero, my son, had to have one done. He was exposed Christmas Eve. We didn't know. He was working security on a pub door, and he was exposed on Christmas Eve. By the 28th, he was starting to feel rough. Said, he thought he'd caught a cold because he was standing like outside Christmas Eve doing door work. And then he got a message on the 30th, I think it was, saying, we've just discovered you've been exposed, you need to go get a test. He went in on the 31st and actually got his results within less than 24 hours. Got his results New Year's Day, no less. So yeah, pretty sure you just got a normal cold, but gotta be sure. You did the drive-through self-test last week. You had the results within 24 hours. I assume you're all okay, because I haven't heard otherwise. You could go back in school. You're not really supposed to got a cold. Nurseries. Well, yeah, it is. It's awful. This is one thing. Although Daryl wants to go back to school, and if that's what he wants, then I would do it. I'll send him back. But I'm wondering what their policy is going to be when he catches his first cold, which he will catch by the end of the first week. Guarantee it. Because he's just one of those kids. He's always got a cold when he's at school. So I'm like, well, what's going to happen then? Because if they're going to make me COVID test him every single time, I can't see how that's going to work. Not in the younger children, they're not. I think they're only doing it in like the high school children. I don't think they're doing it in primary school. Could you imagine trying to shove a thingy up the nose of a billion primary school students? Yeah, it's only secondary schools. You had to do them. You both had a temperature of over 38. I might correct to the public, but they're both negative. Flo gets tested regularly at school. Yeah, they are. They are. But I can't imagine how they would even explain to a 5-year-old, we're going to stick this in your mouth and then we're going to stick it up your nose. They need to come up with a better way to test it. I can't imagine why they, just makes me want to puke thinking about it. Yeah, that's going to go down well, yeah. You can tell you don't do much with children now. Yeah. Yeah, but you're not trying to stick like fucking great Q-tips up their nose twice a week. How drums work, want to do it, when they watch together. What's the point? This have to be tested too. Yeah, exactly. That's it. I keep thinking new day I would like to do a rug actually at some point, because I think it would be humongously satisfying to make a rug and then have it on my floor and go, I made that. Don't stand on it. You know. I remember working on the Tiger rug with my mum.
So if I cross your trail, better turn your tail, boy, you ain't gonna give me the slip. I broke every casino, Freeside to Brentorino. Won't stop until I get my prize. I'm gonna chase you down in Vegas at the end of a lonesome road. My pit boy's lagging and the screens are dragging and it takes forever to load. I bought 1,000 bucks and $1 million bucks. Boy, you're just another ditch in my code. I broke every casino, Freeside to Brentorino. Won't stop until I get my prize. Oh yeah!
Last year you had to scare a kiddo when lockdown just started. He had a temperature, was throwing up, couldn't even walk down. She had to take him to hospital. Thankfully got fluids in and then she went home. It was quite scary to go into a COVID room. Yeah, I bet it was.
We're gonna take a trip to Vegas with my 2 favorite friends. I got my .44 and bullets galore and caps and planted to spend. I got the curve.
I hope Pikachu doesn't come out looking too weird, because I'm pretty sure I don't have the correct amount of stitches. I'm just kind of like winging it really. I can do shit like that.
Take your words back home. Back way nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. Get sucked out to sea. I wonder where you are. Cause you know I take these things kinda extra hard. This back and forth will take me anywhere I need to be. I can't leave you anymore. You're out there, you're on your own, and I can't leave you anymore.
However, he's always been good with the doctors. He always stay calm, explain what's happening. He's had a 3-year jab, just took him like a boss. Good for him. Yeah, good for him. Calm is always the best way. I remember when my eldest was 13. My eldest is high functioning autistic, and he put his arm through my front door. And hi Rita. Of course, you know, before anybody could stop him, he then pulled his arm out through the front door. Glass, you know, blood everywhere. I wasn't at home, and he went running around to my mum, who lived next door. Blood everywhere, you know. And I got home and the kids will come running out to the car and Carl's bleeding, shit. I dropped all my shopping, went running in, and he's in this recliner armchair, right back like this, with his arm out like that, and my mum's wound towels, you know, tea towels around it, really nice and tight. She's on the phone, and as I walked in, I happened to hear arterial bleed come out of my mum's mouth. Oh, what the fuck, you know? So I knelt down in front of my son and I went, "What have you done?" "I don't want to die," he says to me. I was like, "You're not going to die." I said, "You know, what did you do?" "I put my hand through the front door." I said, "Okay. Can I just have a quick..." No, you can't look. "Oh, it's bleeding. I said, "This is fine." I said, I just want to have a look. I said, "I need to make sure you've not got any glass in it, you know, not that I was going to pull it out. I'm no better than that. I just needed to see how deep it was." So he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, come on, it'll be fine." I said, "You shut your eyes, you don't look." I said, "You go look over there." I said, "Look at Nanny over there." And looked, I didn't even have to move the tea towel, and at the top of his arm there was a V where his skin had opened and you could see the bone. I was like, right, that's all I need to see, do you know what I mean? So I was like, right, that's fine. No, that's fine. And my mum's like giving the address to the guy, you know. It felt like she hung up the phone and like that, there were paramedics there, do you know what I mean? And they came in and they were like, right, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I caught them at the door and I said, "You need to know," I said, "he's high functioning autistic. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen because he's never had anything like this." And they were like, "Right, okay, fine." And they go, "You know, hello, Carl, you know, how are you?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, I've had my arm." And they were like, yeah, you know, that's why we're here. Can we have a look?" And the male paramedics all like, "Oh, yeah, I bet it's gross," and all this, like, you know, really like trying to. And Carl's like, fucking, he's not coming anywhere near me, you know. And the woman's there and she's going, "You know, can I have a quick look then?" And he's like, "No." And she said, "Well, I need to have a look before we can get you in the ambulance, so just to make sure that Nanny's patched it all up right and all, you know, all this lot." And he was like, "But I don't want to see it," and all that. And she was like, "Look, she went, you dummy." She said, "Well, why don't you just close your eyes?" And he looked at her like, "Oh, I never thought about that." So I sat next to him, clamped my hand over his eyes, you know, so he couldn't look. And she unwound it and wound, you know, put a fresh dressing on and all that lot. And she said, actually, she said, "It's looking quite, you know, it's looking quite good." So he gets him in the ambulance, takes him in. She's asking all the relevant questions. And she put on top of his notes, autistic. Gets to the hospital, we're put in A&E, you know, in a cubicle in A&E, rushed in there sort of thing. And this doctor came in. He was not an English doctor. Okay. Came in, unwrapped his arm, didn't even speak to him. Right? Didn't even speak to him. Just literally came in, lifted his arm up like this, unwrapped his arm, held it all up and it like this, and then he said, he asked Kyle something, and I answered, and the doctor sort of didn't even acknowledge me, right? Then he asked Kyle, and he's still got Kyle's arm up in the air like this, right? Now, for those of you who are a bit squeamish, you might want to not listen. He had a crisscross cut, so he had a flap of skin, and it was hanging, and because by this point Kyle's getting quite upset, and the doctor then asks him another question. So again, I answered it. Why is the mother answering all the questions? So I leapt forward and I went, because if the doctor had bothered to read his notes, he would know that the patient is autistic and is panicking enough without the doctor treating him and his mother like an idiot. Yeah. So he turned round and walked out of the queue, leaving Carl's arm up in the air like this, with this piece of skin hanging off his arm. Alright? And of course it was causing pain and discomfort. He'd been given no pain relief. right? So me and my mum ended up literally going like that and putting his arm back down so he could rest, right? Of course, it takes us up to children's ward. We're going to take him to theatre because he's going to need stitches, and we need to make, find out what's going on, whether he's caused any damage. Oh my God. So I said, okay. I said, look, don't wake him up without me there. I said, I know what your policy is. And they were like, yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We'll be over. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, don't wake him up without me there. I said, I'm not being a panicky mum. And he's very strong. He's 13. He is autistic. He is really strong. If you wake him up and I'm not there, it's gonna go fucking pear-shaped. And they were, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And I was like, on your head be it. Right, so off they goes with him. I'm there in fucking children's ward, like, outside, because I smoked at the time, fucking smoking away. A couple of hours later, I'm sitting in his room, like this, and this nurse fucking slid sideways into the room. You need to come now. And I sat there and looked at her and I went, you woke him up, didn't you? And she was like, no, you really need to come right now, he's freaking out. And I was like, because you woke him up and I'm not there and there's nobody there that he knows. So I had to run half the fucking length of the hospital, because children's ward's miles away from theatre, fucking down the hallway after her. Do you know? Yeah, down the hallway after her to recovery. Gets in there. He's on a bed with the rails lifted up. 7 or 8 people trying to hold him down. One nurse has got hold of his arm because he's flailing around like that, risking hitting it on the side of the bed. I walked right there, and I got to the top of the bed and I went, right, you can all let go of him now. And they sort of looked at me and I was like, let go of him. I said, honestly, everybody let go and step back, please. So they were all like, we can't, he's going to hurt himself. And I said, the minute I touch him, I promise you he's going to stop moving. And they were like, and I said, you didn't listen to me first time. I said, step the fuck away from my son. And I reached down, I went like that round his head and I went, Kyle! And he, yes, mum. Just immediately just stop moving. He went, yes, mum. I said, you need to stop. I said, you're perfectly safe. Oh, all right then, mum. I said, go back to sleep. And he went, yeah, okay. And I looked at them and I said, I told you not to wake him up without me here. I understand why they have to do it, in case there's a bad reaction or something, but they could have called me and said, we are going to wake him up. We need you the other side of the door just in case. Not to have me half a hospital away, 44 stitches. Missed every single main nerve and artery in his arm. How he did it, even the surgeon was like, I don't know how he did this. Cut his arm down to the bone and caused no lasting damage. He's got a scar, massive scar on his arm. Could have had a skin graft on the flap, but the skin actually survived. It's just scarred where it got where it didn't get blood enough. And that doctor in A&E was in the paper the very following week, being struck off. Jack. Yeah, but got sent back to his home country in disgrace.
Sorry for wasting all your time. All your time. All your time. All your time. I hate my friends, I hate school. Most of all, I hate you. Hate the smile or your face.
So many doctors have a tendency to think they're gods. Yeah, I mean, I get why they had to wake him up and why they do that without, you know, parents there, because, you know, you can have reactions coming out of a general anaesthetic. I understand that, but they should have had me the other side. This is what I said to them. I know you think I'm being an overprotective mum, but I'm really not. I know for a fact he's going to freak when he wakes up, and I was right. And I said to them, if you'd listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. So, you know, in your teens you fell out of a tree, broke your wrist, fractured your hip and pelvis. They fixed your wrist and without even x-raying your pelvis, said you had just had bruised bones despite you not being able to. Went back 4 weeks later, limping, had x-rays, hip had moved because of walking on it, and now I have 2 screws in it. Did you sue? I would have sued. Christ knows what trouble that's going to cause you later on in life. £80 compensation, you're having a laugh. Well, about 3 stitches too short at the end of this row. I went on new rocks. Did you see my post about my new rocks? They arrived and they're too fucking tight. Gutted. We considered suing St Mary's after mum's diagnosis. 3 times took her to only after blackout vomiting. Severe pain, etc. and fogged off stress headache. We always do. So put you in a wheelchair as well because they were worried about your pelvis. Just been walking around for a month, yeah. Yeah, no, I got them. Tried them on yesterday, I think it was. I can just get them on, but they're so tight across the top of my foot. I think the trouble is my arches have been collapsing over the last couple of years. Well, that's a lie, over the last 6 or 7 years really. And I think I need like a wide fitting boot, and those are quite narrow, aren't they, those ones? So they're not comfortable. I can't wear them, they're far too tight. I thought, you know, maybe, you know, walk up down a bit, walk up down a bit, walk up down. I got the ones that New Day got. They got like a purple leather panel, and they're fabric rather than leather. Well, no, because lengthwise they're perfect, and I'm worried that if I get a bigger size, it's going to be like walking around in my dad's shoes. You know. So I've emailed them to say, how do I send them back and get a refund? Because I've not had any response. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this. It wasn't until the 3rd visit you insisted on a scan. They found a huge bleed on her brain and a tennis ball size chin. Fucks. Bastards, aren't they? Direct from New Rock, that's where I got them. Kiddo with wide feet, you have to get shoes that are too long to sleep. Yeah, I don't want that, otherwise they'll be all over the place. 2018 she was diagnosed. She passed away July 2020. Was it terminal by the time of her diagnosis?
No man can truly outlast all the mistakes of his past. There's no haven here for me that's safe from my memories. But when your borrowed time is through, I'll be with you.
Doctors ignored your ma. Last 6 times when she went in with confidence and went. Took a look into doing anything. She does society was yeah, she had surgery. One round of chemo radiotherapy. I didn't want to sit with the chemo. Yeah, see, my dad went in and they told him he was diabetic. And then, of course, by the time they realised they were wrong, it was too late and he was dying of pancreas cancer. But that's quite often the case with pancreas cancer. It usually is misdiagnosed as diabetes to begin with. Same symptoms. You better be right about Amagurami being like pretty forgiving, because I'm pretty sure I don't have the correct amount of stitches here. Come on.
Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero. Name them all. Come take a seat and I will recite you a tale.
Yeah, I hate St Mary's. Couldn't fault Southampton General though. They were great. Southampton General, the ones that did Matt's open heart surgery. Well, St Mary's fucked Leanne up, didn't they? So.
Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this fight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero. Named Hawk, 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 Hawk. Into the deepest roads we ventured in the black. If we had only known what we were bringing back, we felt the fire of every temper, every mage. Caught
So the same time you was in for hip, you were 16. So I didn't know what ward to put you on. Bring you to an adult ward and put you in a room next to a prisoner chained to 2 police officers. Mum kicked off and you went to children's ward. Unfortunately, they don't have a teenager ward. It's like Matt was 10 when he had open heart surgery in Southampton General. And they did his surgery during the summer holidays. So he had it like August time. He was the only child over the age of 2 on the entire ward. Because they don't, as a policy, they don't tend to do it during school holidays so the kids can enjoy the holidays. You know? Yeah, no, he didn't. There was nothing available for him. We took his Xbox in with us in the end. We took his Xbox in. They pat tested it for us the first night, which he wouldn't have used it anyway because he was in paediatric ICU or PICU, and they pat tested it while he was in PICU, and then the second night he was on high care, so he was in a ward, and then the third night he was in a private room that had a bed in there for me as well. It was a pull-out bed, and they were like, "Yeah, you can hook up to TV, it's fine." So yeah, he spent a week basically playing Xbox. I went in with a suitcase full of Anne McCaffrey books. We were both happy. It was great. Prick next door's kicking off over his game again. I can hear him shouting and screaming. I think he's just throwing his controller at the wall. Guy needs help.
Steadfast, could you shed all of the ethics of your past? What would you give of yourself to be the best of us at last?
Don't know how I used to crochet, but now I find myself tensing up. I sit like this, concentrating on what I'm doing, you know, and I can feel it in my shoulders. It's like, don't, you know. Your husband had 2 children's wards, one for under 10s and one for over 10s. So that sounds perfect, but Matt would have been in it on his own. You know? French for crocheting something like a blanket, the loose gauge fine. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because I want it to be, you know, I don't want there to be gaps. Because obviously I don't want the stuffing to escape. I'll get there. I'm doing alright. But yeah, you better be right about it being forgiving, because I know my stitch count is wrong. By at least a couple of stitches. I don't suppose it matters too much, does it? Right. It'll be fine. It better be. That's 6 stitches. You fudged every. Alright, okay. I've just seen the amount of stuffing for this thing as well. I need to go and get a drink. Everybody go get a drink and have a stretch, move about, and I'll be right back. Well, no, I wasn't going to be gone that long. Water. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Scooches in. It doesn't seem dark lately. It's been awfully quiet. Oh, right, okay.
Danger laces. Danger laces. They call you danger laces. Kicking the villains out of the night, out of time, out of sight. Danger laces. Kicking ass. Oh, kicking ass.
Did I ever listen to the knitting pipeline? Totally forgot about it. Oh wow! Oh, bummer. The only one I ever listened to, like a lot of, was Brenda Dane. Can't remember what hers. Cast On, that was it. Yeah, used to listen to her a lot way back. Before she started going out and doing interviews. Yeah, she started going out and doing interviews. She went to this fucking warehouse or manufacturing plant and she was doing this interview. And I was like, what the fuck has this got to do with knitting? Absolutely not. And I stopped listening to her at that point. And I'd binge listened. I spent like a summer sunbathing out in the garden, knitting away in a bikini. Binge listening because I thought she had such a lovely voice, you know. And then she started on with these interviews, and I sort of limped along with it for sort of, you know, about 5 or 6 more podcasts. And then I was like, do you know what? I don't like her. But she did that weird warehouse. It was a manufacturing plant or something. I couldn't hear a word she was saying, and I gave up after that. And it was just like, I don't understand why you're doing these interviews. What have they got to do with knitting? Absolutely nothing. But her earlier ones were brilliant up until the interviews. And then I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I wonder if she ever realised that that's what did it and she stopped doing them. I thought she was brilliant. We love the Knitmore girls, and then they start getting really political. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't. If I'm going to listen to something like that, and they're marked as, you know, a knitting podcast, then I'm listening to you for knitting, not for anything else. I'm supposed to have 6 stitches at the end, and I've got 1, 2. I've got 3, so I'm 3 stitches down. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to decrease that last one. Just give me a little bit more. Okay. Oh, look, I'm on round 41, and by round 43, I will have finished Pikachu's head. It's one thing for a live stream to talk politics, etc., because we can have an actual discussion and see different points of view. Yeah. And it's like, We're here to just talk about random shit. Yeah. Yes, you can have a back and forth, but when you've only got one person talking and it's a pre-recorded thing so that they're not, yeah. When you're listening to a monologue, it needs to be about that specific subject. Yes, exactly. Or do a political podcast. Not only that, but I find politics extremely boring. I don't do politics. You understand Instagram tweets, whatever, too, that involve politics from your view. Yes, that's all right if you can engage. Excuse me. Like I said, if there is some way that somebody can engage with what you're saying, but if that's the same as doing a YouTube video, you know, I can sit there and I can spout whatever the fuck I like on a YouTube video, but you cannot engage in a back and forth when it's just a YouTube video or a podcast. I mean, my Instagram account it's my Instagram account. I post on there about things that interest me. Might not interest everybody, and all of the subjects, all of the time. You know, I've got a wide range of things that I post about. I follow certain accounts for certain reasons. I follow a lot of knitters or fibre crafters, you know, knitters, spinners, crocheters, whatever, because I like what they do. I follow a lot of dreadheads because I like the way that they look. And I actually had this discussion with this one girl who I'd only just started following, and she was like, oh, I've got a backup account just in case Insta ever ban me because of the kind of photos that I post. And I followed her on sort of the basis of a couple of pictures that I'd seen. And I was like, okay. So I went and read through the comments, and they were like, oh, I can't believe Insta gets so up and arms about people posting, you know, tasteful nudes and all this lot. And I was like, oh, here we go. So I scrolled back. And I then commented on that picture, and I said, I followed you for the dreads, not for the nudes. I said, you choose to be nude, just, you know, whatever. She says, I don't post nudes. No, you post photographs where you are obviously naked, but nothing is on show. You know, like she's posted a photograph of her lying on her stomach like that, and you can just see the curve of her arse in the background. It's very obvious that she's naked, but it doesn't come under the classification of nude because you can't see anything. And I'm like, but you are posting nudes because you're posting with no clothes on to get the attention. So I stopped following her at that point. You've got 3 Instas, one for selfies, one for general crafts, and one specifically for cross stitching. See, that's just too much fucking hassle to me. That really seems like so much hassle to me. I wouldn't remember what I would post. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So do I. I have one Insta. This is me. This is the stuff that I like. You know, sometimes you'll get a spate of bullet journaling posts. Sometimes you'll get a spate of knitting posts. Sometimes you'll get lots of posts going, look at my hair. Isn't it cool? And you rarely post none of it. See, it's just too much hassle then. See? Come down to being part of the one Insta group and you'll feel so much more relaxed. You just better keep it safe as that change. You like all my posts? Oh yeah, you quite often do actually go through like all, which is cool. Thank you. Oh, 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 oh! Ow! Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I've got you on these. Yeah. I've only had one can of Coke today. One can, not a bottle, a can. Yes! And it'll be really good because there is another can in the fridge, but that's for tomorrow. So I'm going to cut down to one can a day for a little bit, and then I'm going to come off it again. If I can stay off it.
Someday the rains will come and wash it away. The heart of the wasteland blue, waking on this day. Shattered remains of once great cities. These silent highways lead to halls of stone. Every horizon sees it closer now. I bet you're on
I was sitting in bed last night and I was thinking about when we used to go knit night, Kaz. And I don't know whether any of them still do it, because Rara came up on my Facebook memories today. And I haven't heard from Rara or Rachel Fruin, or anybody else for ages. But my kitty's all excited. It keeps thinking you lot are leaving and coming back. I said hello to you all. Look at little baby Daryl up there. He's so cute. You haven't had any gin since Saturday. That's the achievement. The week doesn't end this weekend, does it? So is it next weekend we have another Discord, get drunk and talk bollocks to each other? I was wondering when lockdown's finished if we can arrange another knit night. Yeah, it's not this weekend, is it? It's next weekend, isn't it? I can't check my diary now because. Rachel Fruin, yeah. See, she just deleted me off Facebook and all that lot, so I was like, okay. Because where are we now? Yeah, see, we're there. So it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. That's okay. Okay. Oh, right, okay. Maybe when lockdown's over there, we could arrange a get together. I don't even know if the Isle of Wight group's still going. It was dead last time I looked on there. Oh. You'll totally travel down here for a knit night once lockdown is over. You can spend the night at Nero's after. I was just about to say, yeah, there's a spare bed, but, you know, yeah. Duh me. I would say let's get Elle down here, but I know we've got no hope in hell of getting her on the boat, so she doesn't post. She never really did. Would you not even, like, come over on the hovercraft? It's like 10 minutes. You come over on hovercraft and I will pick you up and you'll be safe. You could do a hovercraft. It takes 10 minutes on hovercraft. I went in the Fighting Cocks, God, about a year and a half ago with my mum for lunch, and you know, I went up to the bar and ordered the food, and the waitress went, "Yep, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Do you not come in on Mondays anymore?" And I was like, "What?" And she, you don't come in on Monday nights anymore. I was like, no. I was like, God, you're going back a bit there, aren't you? And she was like, well, yeah. She said, you did used to come in on Monday nights, didn't you, for knit night? I was like, that's right, yeah. And she was like, I wondered what happened to you lot. And I said, well, I moved. And she was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I moved away for like 2 years, and when I come back, they weren't doing it anymore, you know. So she was like, oh, right, okay then, you know. And it just sort of, I said, I can't believe you're still working. She said, yeah. Oh, well. Last Isle of Wight program post was the 14th of March. Yeah, exactly. And it never said whether anybody went or anything, did it? You're lucky I still had to close last year. Used to go there every week for a craft meet since kid was 6 months old. He loved joining me now as a cup of tea. Well, when I moved over to Romsey, I lived in Romsey for a while, and they had their knit night in Southampton IKEA in the cafe. It's great. So you got meatballs for dinner, We used to take over one of the giant tables and have knit night in there. It was good fun.
I got a pissed off cybernetic robot friend. Man, we're gonna ruin your day. Crash landed on this planet and some psycho attacked us. So we shot him in the balls and kicked him into a cactus. Now 1,000 angry mutants wanna come out and play. All hell is breaking loose and I like it this way. 'Cause there's a storm coming, bullets getting hot, you know. Guns coming, somebody's getting shot. There's a storm coming, about to lose control of your.
You didn't tell me you were social. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Now it's time to sing the murder blues. Got your name etched into my brain and my soul. Serrano, time to pay your dues. 60,000 ways for these cycles to die. Bottle rocket up your butt and send you into the sky. Kick you up against the living after you as you fall. Take a power turn and skew you into a wall. 'Cause there's a storm coming, bullets getting hot, you know. Guns coming, somebody's getting shot. There's a storm coming, about to lose control of your rear body. Fire in your hole.
You went to a Stitch and Bitch for a youth event there. Lots of people couldn't make it because they worked in the pub. One woman insisted on having it at her house. The woman who used to host it kept bailing, so I suggested we move it to the pub so everyone could be involved. And she had right history. It went on for a while. It was fun, but didn't last. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? We used to have fun when we used to go. I wouldn't go to Checkers again though, because they're well expensive now. Could have called it the tea and biggie shop. Cool. She flounced off and took half the group with her. Ended up being you propping up the bar with the landlady and the barmaid. Good knit like that. Good knit like. Glasses are dirty, I can see. Nobody ever told me when I would wear glasses full time that I would be constantly cleaning the fucking things. And it doesn't help that I've got fucking psoriasis in my eyebrows and in my hair just there. And I constantly get flakes stuck in them, and I can see the flakes on the lenses. I know, they get so dirty from absolutely nothing.
So it's first to up, so after you. You were the one that got away, so they say. The one who stole my heart. And it's tracks of blues and unused tap shoes. A tiny present wrapped up with your name on it. That you'll probably never get. I'm filling up water balloons with days. Throwing up that kids I hate. I will be sentenced for my crime. I'm filling up water balloons with days. Throwing up that kids I hate. It's not you, it's just me. Wasting time.
And they're steaming up every time you put a mask on. Yeah. And when you open the oven door, I've discovered that one. Discovered that one quite quickly. Open the oven door and you're fucking blind temporarily, aren't you?
That kids I hate.
I stand out in the kitchen with the oven door open going like that. With the mask though, I've discovered you've got to have it right up under your eyes and then pull it really, really tight. Mine's got adjustable doohickeys on the thingy. Hello, Andy. Long time no see in my chat. Not so long since your chat. Is it Saturday or Sunday night or whatever it was?
I am the widowmaker, I am the greater good. I am the devil's daughter, I'll make you see things you wish you'd never seen. That you just can't unsee. I should have never come to this place. I feel like I am on an airplane. I'm feeling small, smaller than usual. I feel that something isn't right.
It's so frustrating when you know so it's burning, you can't seem to get it out. I know. You're doing digital art, so I thought you'd drop by while the PC is on. Lovely, it's good to see you.
Pretty nice, and I don't think they will find me. I should have never come to this place.
Most of your glasses are dry and it's so cold when you get in the car in the morning. You have to breathe on them to warm them up. Oh, cold. Can you imagine putting that over your ears? Ooh.
This house is insane. So start the fucking plane. I need to get away. And I'm feeling so betrayed. This was your idea in the first place. I have nothing more to say. Hey.
Thank you for doing stuff. Now you have Twitch, YouTube, Insta, Facebook, and Discord. What am I making? I'm making a Pikachu. I don't crochet very often, and it's been a long time since I crocheted. And when I started this, what feels like fucking months ago, I'd started it on stream, which was a huge mistake. Because it went quite wrong, and I was here on stream effing and blinding at it, and getting really cross, and I was a fucking stupid thing, and everyone was going, why don't you knit a few rows on your socks to calm down? I was like, I don't want to knit fucking socks on a fucking crochet fucking Pikachu, and like people kept leaving my chat. I was like, oops. Yeah, no, this is Pikachu's head. I'm sort of decreasing to go back down. That's his head. And Nuke Day's there going, it's fine, breathe, breathe. And I'm like, I left in the end. I was like, I said, I'm stopping because I'm really angry now. And she's sitting there fucking wetting herself. He's going to be 22 inches high or something. It's going to be huge. It'll be life size for Daryl. But needless to say, I was very cross. And then I went to bed and I left it, and I came back to it the next night, and I really wasn't happy with it. So I spent the next night undoing it, redoing it.
And the future's eternal, stretching endlessly into nothing, stumble in the blind. And the light at the end is but a treachery. It will blind you, force you. The day the world died, we kindle doom. We burned the outside, took to the gloom, but history's lessons are shorturl.at. The day the world died, nothing was learned.
I probably totally fucked up my stitch count on that because I think I was counting the wrong amount of numbers in my day. Just remind you to put glasses on there. You should wear them more. Yeah, see, I was offered 2 different pairs. I've been wearing reading glasses for quite a while, and when I'm not wearing reading glasses at home, I'm alright. But when I go outside, doesn't matter what time of year it is. When I go outside, I have to wear reaction lenses, just normal sunglasses, you know, because I'm photosensitive. So then they were like, you know, you now need distance glasses. I was like, oh, okay, you know. So they were like, you can have 2 pairs, or you can have, you know, very focal. So I was like, okay. I said, well, I don't really want to be lugging around glasses and having to change them over every time I want to look at my phone. You know, so I went for varifocals, and these go dark in the light and all that lot. And yeah, it didn't take me too long to get used to them. And I think mainly because I wear glasses a lot of the time. Like if I was at home, I was, you know, reading or knitting or usually doing what I'm peering at the TV over the top of them. That was the hardest thing to adjust to because I used to knit like that. So I'd be knitting away like that, and I'd watch the TV over the top. And that was the hardest thing to adjust to, was the not peering over the top. That it was looking through the top of the glasses at the TV and the bottom of the glasses for my close-up stuff, because I wasn't used to doing it. And I still now find myself, when my glasses slip a bit, doing that over the top of the TV and then wondering why I can't see it properly. Your driving ones are getting a bit tight though, you've had them on so long. There's your kids' frames. Oh dear me. Right. crochet the next 9 rounds and then decrease all the way. Okay. No, the only thing that bugs me about wearing them is the lovely imprint on my nose. Oh, go in bed, darling. Touch. I don't know. I comes on because you've been nagging at me that I've not been on, and here I am, and now you're leaving me to go to sleep. I mean, what's that all about? Oh, you got a dentist this morning. Okay. That was what I wanted to get a bridge piercing, but because I wore I know you're getting your night guard, it's exciting. But because I wore reading glasses at the time, it put me off doing it, you know. That's one piercing I probably won't ever get, because now I wear glasses all the time, just they're in the way. No school run in the morning, so no early night for you, yay! Yeah. I'd love to have one, but I just don't really see the point because the glasses are in the way now. It's like I've got a dermal there, but people don't see it because my glasses are always in the way. So there it is. Now you see it. And now you don't, because the frame of my glasses is exactly in the wrong place. Yeah. But it's, you know, I've learnt quite a lot over the last sort of couple of years wearing glasses. I've now learned how to do makeup for people, because I find that my glasses, because they slip down, they tend to shadow, the frame shadows my eyes. So I've learned how to highlight under my eyes to make my eyes look nice and bright. I was learning things. You could do with that tip. You need a right, hang on. You need a brightening concealer. Yeah. And so you do your normal, like, before bit. If you wear primer, put your primer on. When you do your foundation up to, like, this is, my camera's probably going to go wrong because yeah, give me 2 seconds just to change that, because, you know, shit, which one is it? Is it that one? Yeah, hang on. I moved my cameras around and now the wrong one's, it's in the wrong place. There we go. Right, so when you do your foundation to there, you know, where you sort of, where your cheeks become your under eye bit. Yeah, and you get a bit of this. This is a really, really good one. This is she says, struggling to see. Illuminating Touch Brightening Concealer, and this is by Collection, and you want it to be the same colour as your foundation or one shade lighter, right? And then what you do is you go dab, 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 and then using your foundation brush or your sponge, blend it downwards, and that gives you that lighter look there. And you blend it down into your foundation, and it just makes it look lighter, so when you put your glasses on you don't have that shadowy look. I do now, but then I put my makeup on fucking 12 hours ago, so you don't end up with that horrible shadowy look or that shady look because you wear glasses. I watch Pampered Wolf on YouTube. She's UK, she's up north somewhere, can't remember exactly where, and she's the one that I get all my makeup tips from now, because she's roughly my age as well, and she tells you not only what to use but why you should use it. And she does makeup for like older people's skin. She has her mum quite often joins her, and her mum's in her 60s, and she says, you know, while I love this, her mum goes, I can't stand that because it did this to my skin or it did that to my skin. And it's really, really interesting. I spent ages watching her, so I didn't know about undertone, or, you know, undertone and skin tone being two different things, and she tells you all the tests to do to find out what your undertone is and what you should be wearing and all that lot. And I found out from her about what kind of concealer I should be using, because where I have psoriasis I get red there, I get red nose, I get red on my chin, and all that lot. So yeah, I went out and spent about 40 quid on makeup after watching her videos. But it's like, she doesn't always use really expensive makeup either. She'll quite often do like cheap Superdrug makeup and stuff like that, you know. I've learnt quite a lot watching her. I think next time I get a foundation, I might get one that's got a red correction in it, a green based one. That's what I want. That's what I'm talking about. Chinese one. Yeah. You've got to use a purple corrector because you have a weird orange tint. Yeah. See, I've got to use a green one. I've got a green. Is this one by L'Oreal? And that's quite a nice one. It's quite liquidy as well, so it goes in quite nicely. But I think because my face itself is actually quite red, I'm going to see about getting a foundation, a colour correcting foundation next time. But I've gotten like a lot more confident with my makeup since watching her. To dye my hair again soon. My roots are so bad. Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm going off shot. It's because I'm leaning back because my back hurts. It's so funny because the other week, we were on the mainland. What did we go on the mainland for? Oh, Callie had one of those 4D scans. So on the way home, I said, "Oh, let's go in Asda, in like the big Asda." So we went in the big Asda, and I bought some new makeup brushes. So Daryl's like half-inch my makeup brushes, my old ones. He's there in the morning. He's there this morning while Elle was playing, and he was like, "Mummy, I'm going to do your makeup." I was like, "Oh, okay." And he gets all his brushes out and lines them all up. Yeah, she's done all of that. Yeah, lines all his, and he comes over and bit by bit he rubbed the brushes over my face, and then he's like, "You look beautiful now, Mummy," and I'm like, "Okay." Yeah, bounty packs aren't what they used to be. Oh, when I had my first full kit, God, you got shitloads in them. They were full to bursting. Crap now. You used to get nappy samples from Huggies and Pampers. You used to get a little tub of Vaseline. You used to get a little bottle of baby shampoo, little bottle of baby lotion. You got so much stuff in those pamper packs, bounty packs. Now it's just fucking coupons. Yeah, no, he doesn't use any actual makeup. He just gets the brushes and does it all. And then he said, because he did my makeup this morning while we were watching now, and I was drinking my morning cup of yuck because I'd run out of tea. So I had to have regular tea. And then I was like, right, we need to go upstairs now and do teeth and all that lot. There's some goodies walking about. So I went upstairs to wash the teeth, and then I brushed teeth and I got my face wash out. He was like, "You can't, you'll ruin my makeup." We've got some wipes, some nappies, some World Prego lines, some oil stretch mark, some silicone. I don't like silicone. Yeah, but years ago, Andy, you used to get so much more in the packs than that. Who in your family is pregnant? Are you pregnant? Did I not know this? Are you pregnant and I didn't know? Oh, hell no. Your sister's a big fat prego. You should see Callie. I could almost picture you sitting there going, "Oh, fuck no." Three times her normal size. It's not too. Callie's got another month to go. Now, this picture was taken a week ago. That was 5 days ago. That was 2 days ago. It was huge because of extra fluid. Then kiddo was £7, 10 ounces born. Yeah. A month left of the shot. Yeah, she's absolutely positive. Yeah, yeah, she's getting really, really strong Braxton Hicks. She's, yeah, but in 3 days she went from that to that. Absolutely insane. But that was like in the bath videos. Yeah, this was the difference between 33 and 34 weeks. But yeah, she's 30, 35, 36 weeks now. So yeah, she gon' be hoog. Absolutely hoog. Baby's nice size. What was it? She went for a scan a week or so ago, and they told her that he was like a smidgen under 6 pounds. But she's getting insane Braxtons, and last photo you got was 28 weeks and you was big then. I got a photo of me on my due date. And I'd have to show you on my phone because I wouldn't go find it on Instagram. And she's bigger than I was. She's definitely bigger than I was. I searched on. I can spell. See, now that was me on my D-Day. Could have come 2 weeks early, wanted out. So yeah, she's about as big as what I was on the day I gave birth, or the day just before I gave birth. That was, what was that, 8 PM on the day he was due, and he came 12 hours later. And then yeah, 12 hours later there I was filling up the pool. And there we were, little baby doll. Will baby come out okay? No reason why it shouldn't. You wanted a pool birth, but labour went too fast. I was adamant because when I had my older children, we didn't have a pool here, and I was gutted that I never got to have a pool delivery. And the first thing I said when I fell pregnant with Daryl is, I'm having a fucking water birth. I was adamant I'm going to have a water birth, even if I've got to stake it out and kick out some labouring woman. I will have a fucking water birth. I was absolutely adamant it was going to happen. And when I went into labour and I phoned them up and said, you know, I'm ready to come in, the pool better be bloody empty and all that lot. And I got in and they started leading me off to a room, and I was like, no, pool birth. She was like, oh yeah, you want a pool birth. So, and I was very lucky it was empty, so I got my pool birth, you know. Hip room, if she's already bigger than you or on exposure. They don't anticipate any problems. We'll just have to wait and see. You might decide to come early, you know, we don't know. Like I say, she's having lots and lots of Braxtons, like quite painful ones as well. So yeah. Okay, so right. slip stitch in next stitch, leave yarn tail approximately 60 centimeters for sewing, stuff firmly, and then I'll just leave it there, and then I'll get on with the ears. Braxton Hicks are like practice contractions. Not everybody has them. I never had them, not with any of my children, but they are quite common. And some women get them from like 30 odd weeks, even earlier, where the womb just does the odd sort of little tightening and all of that lot, and they're not usually painful, but Callie's are quite painful. So yeah, she's spoken to. I mean, she went up. Was it a week or so ago? Because she wasn't getting much movement, and they hooked her up to the monitor and all that lot. And the midwife come in and said to her, "Are you feeling all right?" And she said, "Yeah." "Why?" And the midwife said, "Well, are you getting Braxton's?" And Callie said, "Yeah." Well, she said, "I had a couple of sort of aches going on," and they said to her that the monitor had picked up 2 contractions while she was there, and that was like a week and a half ago. So I reckon her womb's like getting all into position and all that lot, getting all ready. So said DM, I just got a few 28 weeks. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you tiny bump. Look at that little tiny bump. Oh, look at that tiny bump. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Twice the size by the end. Yeah, but you were still tiny little thing. I was massive. When I was pregnant with Daryl, you could see my bump from like 12 weeks. Yeah, Daryl was 8'8". That picture, the grey cardigan, that was taken like a week after I had him. Your fluid bumpo in Discord is really good. Oh, been mentioned. Oh, excuse me. I love when Toby does your makeup. 6 days after your due date, 8 days for his actually. Oh my gosh, you went that long. You don't look massive though. You look very nice and round in the top one. I'll put mine in there. Stick one just because so you can see it. You went 14 days over or not? Oh wow. So Kyle was 5 days early. Matt was 8 days early. Callie, Alex and Daryl were all a day late. And they all went up in size of ours. £7.13, £8.2, £8.4 and £8.8. So if I was to have any more, I'd be getting dangerously close to £9 and that'd be like, oh, ouch. Well, I've now finished the head. Apparently, I've got to slip stitch in the next stitch and leave yarn tail approximately 6 centimeters for sewing. Stuff firmly, add more stuff on the cheek area. Well, I assume I do that when I'm ready to sew it to the fucking body. Otherwise the stuff will end up everywhere. Your mum was 2 weeks late with you, induced for forceps. You didn't want out. You comfy then, were you? Yes. For those of you wanting to see bump pics, do go and hit my Discord. You can find it by clicking that link there in chat. Although I think there's only us in there, isn't there? Right, I'm going to call it there because it's 11 PM and I've been crocheting for 2.5 hours and my hand hurts. I'm not saying I'm going to stop. I'm going to figure out, because I've got to make an adjustable ring now to do an ear, which I think I know how to do that. Beginning from top of ear with black, so I need to go and find my black for a start. Form an adjustable ring, work 5 in centre of ring, working in ranges, yeah. Pushing the first 4 stitches and then increasing the last stitch, and basically I've just got to make 2 ears. Stuff only to maintain shape. I don't think we want an ear that folds down. I should have to ask Daryl if he wants an ear that folds down or if he wants them both to stand to attention. I don't think I'll bother stuffing it until I'm sort of ready to sew it all together. Ow. Oh, my legs ache. Right. I don't know if there's anybody on at this time of night, and I don't think I can be bothered to go raid because I'm going to shut my computer down anyway. So, okie doke. Excuse me. I've still got to do a free journal video. Right. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I might be back again tomorrow. I don't know. I know I haven't been keeping up the schedule. Normally I get to evening and I'm absolutely fucking knackered. Come evening, and I just haven't been. Yeah, just come evening I've been so tired. Just not been able to function. I'm thinking come September I may well switch to daytime streaming because I'm hoping to get Daryl back into school. If the fucking Education Authority email... Kaz, do you know how I go about it? Because I had a woman from the Education Authority do a team meeting with me like 2-3 weeks ago, and I emailed her 2 weeks ago and said Daryl wants to go back to school, what do I do? And I haven't heard from her. Do I contact the school, or, you know, what do I do? I want him to go back starting year 2 in September, but and I know if I ask on the board, they're all going to be like, oh, why are you giving up? Not giving up, he wants to go back to school. You've been streaming Fridays while kiddo's in school. Well, this is what I'm thinking. If I do it while he's at school, I could have a day where, you know, I go drop him off and then I'm like, right, I'm yours for 4 or 5 hours or whatever, you know. When you put Toby back in school, you contact the school directly. You apply. See, I don't need to do that because I've seen the school. He's going back to the same school. Call the school. Right, I might do that tomorrow then. Okay. Because you look online and it's all about how to deregister your child for home education, but there's fuck all out there about doing it the other way, you know, and what to do. So, right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. But yeah, come September, I think there will be at least one day a week where I stream during the day. So, you know, if that's something that people might enjoy, that would be awesome. But I probably will do an evening one as well. Just hoping that I'll be a bit more awake by then. I need to phone the doctor and get a fucking blood test done. So, right, take it easy, guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming in and chatting and all that lot. I'll see you next time. Love you.